What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Beauty and the Bold. We have very special guests with us today. Jaron.
Big Daddy
Jeez,
J.
I'm so sorry.
Emphasis
I
on
butchered
big.
your name every time I said it. And Maggie, TheBlondeBrewer, if you've seen
What's
them
up,
on
guys?
TikTok, YouTube, everything else. We're
Why are
so
they
excited.
Special? Like Spectrum special?
Special on the head.
Yeah, okay, I figured.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little uncomfortable sitting this close to Maggie. This isn't normal
Right.
for us.
I didn't put deodorant on today. I'm sorry.
You do
Neither did
stink.
I.
You do stink. We also have Mike. Look at Mike. Hey.
I think
Say hi, Mike. So you guys are Cowboys fans?
Yeah.
I would
Why?
say you guys
unfortunate.
lightly.
Well, my family was born in Alabama, but they moved to Texas. And they
Okay.
spent the 90s and 80s in Texas.
The
Ah.
only time they were really
Yeah,
amazing.
and then
Back when Dallas was really good.
yeah.
Right. So when my mom got pregnant, I guess I don't know. She moved down here. I don't remember the story. I've heard it so many different times.
Yeah.
So many different ways.
Yeah.
I was a San Francisco fan back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's your trip been so far?
Pretty good.
It was pretty good, but
Yeah.
then we came here. And
You're
Yeah. He asked me
I
to
get
take my
it.
clothes
You know,
off. I'm like,
so I was
"All right,
actually
we're doing
very
this."
anxious because I am not good with like new people. I always think people like hate me, right?
Really?
It's an insecurity. I really need to get over it, you know. But I was very anxious. But you guys are great. You guys are so
Oh,
cool.
I
I was
appreciate
just
that.
telling them how it's like such an out of body experience for them to be right in front of me right now because
Oh,
I watch
yeah,
them
we
so
feel the
much
same way.
on
Yeah, it's
TikTok and
crazy,
they look
isn't it?
exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it's like my
And I'm wearing the
phone like
Dogfather
came
shirt,
out
yeah.
of the.
I told them they
thing.
looked better in person, but
He was very nice about it.
Yeah.
We really
I
don't.
know I
We're
look
super
like-
ugly.
I look like I've been traveling out of a suitcase for.
No, I think your hair. I love the messy bun. I can never do mine like that. So I think it looks great.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. It was sponsored by the Wind of Cocoa
In
Beach.
Beach.
Or Daytona
Sponsored
Beach.
by-
Daytona. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
they had
It's-
sex before they came here.
Oh,
Yeah, I wish. And we've been together far too long.
Drunk Uncle Drew, this is the same cameraman from Vegas, correct?
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is Mike.
You wanna
Yeah.
Come say
Yeah.
hi. Don't
No, his name's Talal.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
They're doing a documentary where they meet content creators.
Yeah. So Drew's on
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
You-
Hey, drunk Uncle Drew.
Yeah, bro.
Future says, who are more people that you would all like to collab with? Is there anyone that you guys haven't
we would like to?
met that you want to? They
Yeah,
freaking met Dane Cook, so
Yeah.
Yeah, there were others that we attempted to contact that fell through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thing
we're
is,
pretty
like,
open. Yeah.
We're open to working with anybody, as long as like it's similar content or they're comedians or anything
Right.
like that.
Well, I mean, and Justin's stuff is comedy, but it's not couple comedy, you know. So it's just, and he blew up around the same time as all of
Yeah.
us. So just really anybody.
he's that listen guy.
Yeah, listen with the.
And he always like stitches a weird video. I
Yeah.
love his content.
He stitched one of our videos,
Did he
but
really?
he did it with the hairy hair guy. Because it was the, when dating your sister was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life because I knew the ins and outs from a very young age. That was the video I made.
Yeah.
And it was him and Justin. And he's like, what? You know?
Oh, I do remember that. He did do that.
But
yeah.
Justin specifically hadn't done it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. No, he's an awesome guy. Everybody that we met has been great, including you guys. It's really worked out for us because it's a gamble. You know, you never really know how
Right.
it's
What
gonna
if they're
go.
not like that in person?
Right, yeah,
And
but
they're,
generally
like,
speaking, I
weirdos?
feel like the couples are pretty true to form. Even if
Right.
like we're characters online, you guys know that. Like it's not true. I'm not really that much of an asshole.
Yeah, you're not
I
really
can be an
abusive.
asshole. Don't get me wrong.
It's
but-
her. She's the abusive one.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
right.
you.
Yeah. But you know, it is a gamble, and it's worked out for us.
Yeah.
So far, you guys are our favorite people that we met.
Really?
We're the only ones. So.
Yeah, you're the only one.
you told us earlier that you don't collab with people, so I feel like that's like an insult.
anybody?
Never.
Really?
You guys are the
Yeah.
first ones.
Wow.
I mean, we have a lot of kids though, so
Sure.
it's we've always and we've
hard.
kind of kept more to ourselves than we probably should have.
Yeah.
I think we definitely need to go out, but I just get, like I said, I just get anxious. Like, oh,
Yeah.
what if these people don't want to talk? Because
Sure.
there's a couple that they have wanted us to collab with. I don't remember who they're talking about, but I'm like, I don't think they would like us because their content is like more.
By the way, if you guys didn't know, this is like just a small room in their mansion. You know, it's beautiful. You know, it's a great, way bigger a house than we'd ever be able to afford.
No.
So what is the hardest part about creating content?
Coming up with the ideas on a daily basis. Sometimes it can be tough. We do pretty good, but there's days where we're both like, man, I can't come up with anything. You got anything?
Or like just getting upset when you think something's really funny, but it's not getting fed or like pushed.
You know what? That is, I would say that more often than not.
And then you're like, oh, are we good enough? Is this funny? Like,
thank God for the other platforms because you could test it out.
Right. Well, sometimes I feel like we make such a good video. I'm like, this is so funny. Like, we're laughing so hard, and then you post it, and it's like, why is no one laughing?
Oh, yeah. Well, and we should know by now. You know, we've been doing this long enough, right?
Or people take it way too serious, and they think it's so much more than what it is.
Yeah. And I think we're all abusive.
Yeah, very much so.
For sure.
Yeah. We started doing sweet content. It feels awkward. I mean, it's more really me, but online it's not at all, right? So
do you find people like that more? Are they liking it? Because
they're
they hate
loving
when we
it.
do it.
But not just recently. I would say in the past month.
Okay.
They're loving it.
Because they'll be like, he needs to make a sweet video of you.
Yeah.
And then we do, and no one likes it.
But yeah.
It's like, you guys like when we hate each other. I don't.
Exactly. The problem is we gain a lot of female followers through that. Our demographics, like 60%, 70% male. And we've gained a lot more female followers. And then we go back to the Gangsta's Paradise. And we we lose the female that we gained.
That's how basically it works for us.
So for growth, you know, on our platform, it's not the best move, but you know, it's just content.
That's what I was gonna ask. My next question: do you find more men follow you or women?
Oh, 100%. It's men. TikTok.
That's how ours
our
is.
demographic is 55, 45.
Which it used to be much higher in men. So yeah,
YouTube is 75, 25.
Yeah. You know the funny thing though, YouTube when we first started was mainly female.
Really?
It was so weird. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, on Snapchat for us, it's mainly female, which is very strange. But I post more of like my personal content on there. Like I post on my personal page, like my mom content and stuff like that. But if I try that on TikTok, it's not. They don't want that. They're like, no, why aren't you hating your husband?
So how much of your content staged? How much of it's not staged?
A lot of times, it's not one take. I think everybody knows that by now. Mostly knows that. But it's a recreation of a joke that we said earlier that day that was legit.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I was about to say is like, while like the video that you are seeing is staged, it's
a
based
recreation
off of real life interactions between us.
Yeah.
So,
which if you guys didn't know, that's reality TV. You know, it's anything that you see. Like it's just half the time it's just a recreation. Wait, that was funny. Do that again.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember the day I found out that like the Kardashians and everything that was all like fake, and I was like, what? I was like 10. But I remember like finding out reality TV is like not reality, and I was like, what? That's crazy. So I could see how like it would be confusing to people. This guy says, why do you guys think that your content attracts more male viewers?
Because I think it's because Jaren's saying things to me that all men, well, maybe not all men, but like married men or people that have been in a relationship wish they could say.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that.
I do not think you should say it.
Don't try it at home.
Disclaimer.
Don't try it at home. However, like we are doing stuff that people are like, oh my gosh, I wish I could say that to my girlfriend or my wife.
Yeah. And that's generally what our fans say. They're like, man, I would never say that to my wife, but I love it. You know?
Right. Have you guys always had a good sense of humor, or was this something that you've had to like ease into? Because like for me, I haven't always had like the best sense of humor. It's more of like I had to get one, and now my life is just I live a happier life.
Sure.
Like I used to be stuck up, like you just like that's not funny.
So joking on each other, you're speaking.
Yeah, like has it always been a thing, or did it come from?
I would say we've always kind of been.
So I would actually say some of these jokes that these skits that we've done online early on in our marriage, legit, and I would get in trouble. I would.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're saying them.
But we were a young married couple, you know, like we were still trying to figure out, you know, and I've always been a jokester, you know, like.
But I've always had a sense of humor.
You have, obviously, because you're still with me, you know. But
you are pretty funny looking.
Yeah, right. But no, like it's all lighthearted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
these days. Yeah,
No,
we bicker a lot, but
I agree with you. So I said a lot of these things more seriously when I was a lot younger.
sure. And we figure out,
Yeah, you're like, hey, you shouldn't say that. That's kind of mean.
or
But
it
now-
ruins your whole week.
Yeah,
Yeah, because she's pissed off. Yeah.
I just don't think a lot of the female viewers too, not to be like sexist, but a lot of females don't laugh at that kind of stuff. They're like, yeah, that's rude. But most men are gonna laugh at it. They're like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I think.
But a lot of girls are gonna be like, how dare you? Like, so they
Yeah.
don't want to watch that kind of stuff. When it's like, I used to be one of those girls. Like, that is not funny.
Yeah.
But then when we started messing with each other, I'm like, okay, lighten up. It is kind of funny.
Yeah. I think
Now
a lot
it's,
of
like,
people
hilarious.
still really believe that I'm saying these things.
Yeah.
Even though we could tell them it's staged, it's like, no, he really.
No,
treats her
there's
that
truth
way.
behind every joke.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
And the funny thing is, like, if he's calling me fat or something, it's like, okay, I'm telling him to call me a cow or a manatee.
The most
or whatever,
ruthless jokes on her, she writes.
are me saying,
That's-
okay,
yeah.
this is
Same
funny.
thing.
you
Same
have
thing.
to-
Yeah.
Like I would never, I'll never forget the bitch one. Like she had to talk me into calling her a bitch in a Gangsta's Paradise video. For a good month. I'm
Yeah.
like, man,
Definitely
I'm not
uncomfortable. It's
I'm
so-
not doing it.
Yeah.
And I'll, joke around, shut up, bitch, like whatever, but
Way to say it.
but she's like, no, it's gonna go so well. It's
Yeah.
a great
It
Gangsta's
did.
Paradise, and it blew up. But I'm like, I think we even end up bleeping it. I go, I'll do it if you bleep out the bitch.
Yeah,
right?
I get that. Yeah, I don't like that when it comes to like when I used to be like, just smack me as hard as you can. I'm like, I don't want to hurt you.
I'm
And he's like,
"Please
I don't
hit
care. Hurt me.
Hit me. Throw it at me. As hard
That's
as you
me,
can.
bro.
Please.
She's hurt me a couple times. She's like crying. I'm never doing a Gangsta's Paradise
One-
again.
I hit him with a car wash brush, and
That
he's
one
like,
hurt.
"No, you actually have to hit me, otherwise they're gonna tell when it stops."
Yeah, and they will.
So when I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna hit you."
I
we're
picked
gonna
out the
hit you with
item.
the soft side.
Yeah.
Well, when I went to swing, and he's like, "You have to actually fall through the."
Because I'm like, you'll hit me with the soft part. It's good.
swiveled And hit him on the hard side,
Dude,
and
it
I'm
cracked my
pretty
skull.
sure he had a concussion. I was like, I'm done. I started crying. We were in Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm done. Like, we're never filming another Gangsta's Paradise. I'm
Yeah.
not throwing anything at you.
Oh,
like, I felt so
Yeah.
bad.
And at that, we were so deep into the Gangsta's Paradise stuff that we're like, we got to go harder and harder on this.
Yeah.
You got to hit me, and
Yeah.
And after that, we're like, all right, plushies, like dog toys.
So how long have you guys been together?
15 years.
Wow,
Has it been fully 15 years?
September.
it's a long time.
It's a long time.
So like, would you say you are still like? How do you just stay in love?
Yeah.
You don't. It's strictly a business contract.
She's
at
got
this
jokes.
point.
yeah, it is very much a business
Well,
contract.
yeah, that's what I mean. Now you're in it. You can't go
Yeah, we
nowhere.
didn't talk about that. Yeah, there's no way.
I think it's honestly like if you marry your best friend, like we don't even like doing things without each other. It's
Yeah.
That's how
not
we are.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
We're the
Like,
same way.
Yeah.
It's not like one of those things, you know how everybody's like, when you're in a relationship, you have to have your own hobbies and stuff. And you don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't enjoy things if Jaren's not there. And, like, if I go out with my friends, a lot of times I'm texting him.
Yeah.
Like, this would be funny.
I know, and I have
if
to
you're
text
here.
her like, relax, just do your thing,
Scott, he
have a
has-
beer,
he's
enjoy
like,
yourself.
Stop texting me.
Yeah, like I just we really enjoy each other's company and we are truly each other's best friends. And I think when you're somebody's best friend, it's hard not to love them.
Yeah.
Well, especially with the content creation, it's hard to maintain friends. Well, number one, being married and being in a relationship so long, and then moving if you're moving around, and then you add content creation, people can't relate to that, right? So
It's hard. Is it ever like awkward when people ask what you do and you have to tell them and
Yeah.
they kind of look at you like, are you kidding?
and I still say content creation, but people automatically assume, oh, online social media content creation, you do porn. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so
you have
now
to
I
be like,
say
we do
no
YouTube,
comedy
and they're
skits
like,
online. You know?
Yeah.
And you don't want to say I don't want to use the word influencer because we're not. We're content
Right,
creators.
exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a
It's
big
definitely
difference.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. I know. I always, especially like to my family, because they are all like go to work hard, go to like a job, and trying to explain what we do to them, and they
Yeah.
kind of look at it like you can tell they're like, it's not
Yeah.
a job.
Yeah.
You can just tell that's how they feel, and it's like, no, you guys have no idea how much actually goes into this.
You have no
like,
idea. Yeah.
A lot of work.
He probably does more than me because I'm more with the kids. But like, I mean, from the time he wakes up to the time he goes to sleep,
Yeah.
he's
Oh, yeah.
working.
And they're doing more YouTube which is much more editing.
And
it's crazy.
It is a lot harder, I would say, than probably like. But TikTok is easy because you don't have to put that much. I'm not gonna say effort, but you don't have to put that much like editing and stuff into it.
Yeah.
As I do with like our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And like this, like I'll have to sit through this for an hour and cut out stuff, and that takes like a big chunk. And normally I'm laughing at everything we're doing because it's funny. Like I'm like, hey, we're funny. Like we're actually pretty funny. Here's his sword. Oh my gosh, everyone be in awe.
Oh, wait, I'm not gonna cut you.
She's so afraid of knives and stuff.
Really?
Oh
Pull it
yeah.
out. I'll just be over here.
You can pull it out.
I can pull it out.
Damn, that's bigger than Jared.
Can I touch your sword?
Yeah.
Look at these
That's kind of
little
heavy.
Yeah.
boys right
Get
now.
over here, Maggie.
So that's how do I handle it when you get burnt out on being on camera? Like, what are some of the things that you do? Sleep?
Yeah, crash hard.
Do
Yeah.
you take days off?
We try not to.
We really try not to.
Yeah.
If there have been occasions where it's like we've tried to get something filmed and just can't.
It's not working.
Or we're really burnt out or sick or whatever. And in those instances, a lot of times we'll go through our camera roll and be like, oh, I totally forgot we filmed this.
That
And then we'll
happens.
edit it and just have something random that has never been seen.
And sometimes those are the most viral videos. Like that was
like,
our.
isn't it funny how sometimes the most like effortless
Yeah.
videos are the ones that just
Isn't it though?
and you're like, what the heck?
But even when we're not filming, you're still posting every day.
Yeah.
And it's not just like posting to TikTok. It's posting to TikTok, posting to Instagram, posting to
YouTube,
Facebook, posting to YouTube. Then you got to make sure you have your Instagram stories, and then you got to have a little bit of engagement in there. And so it's like a round the clock thing.
So how do you guys split up your tasks? Is it mostly you?
So
it depends.
yeah, it does depend. Like the editing
For us, it's mostly him. So
Yeah.
So content creation in terms of like coming up with the idea, filming, all that, that's about 50-50. In the beginning, I did a lot of the editing.
She did, yeah.
Now it's more a lot of times I'll pass off the short form editing to him, and if it's a long form, it'll be me.
Yeah, definitely her. I hate long form editing.
Or I'll edit it and then he'll do like final edit.
touches,
Right.
yeah.
In terms of like posting it, making sure it's getting posted everywhere, typically that's me. Sometimes it's him. Instagram stories is more him than me.
Yeah, definitely Instagram stories, like the day to day. I don't know why, it's almost like you don't enjoy doing it.
I do. It just it's too much pressure.
It's too much like real life for her or something. I don't know.
see, that's what I like. I'm good at that. I can do that.
Yeah.
But like the posting on everything constantly, I'm like, oh,
that's me.
Answering all the comments.
All the engagement, that's me.
I don't read the
if
comments. She does.
If you're ever
she does all
talking to the Blonde Brewer, you're talking to
It's
me.
her. Yeah.
If someone asks, how do you deal with the hate and the mean comments?
Yeah.
It depends on my mood. Sometimes I block them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ignore them, and sometimes I call them out. So if I'm having a particularly bad day and somebody says something mean, I don't even deal with it. I just block them.
Yeah.
And that's rare. I don't like to block people because even the hate comments feed videos.
I feel like
that's
a lot of our fans though, I feel like they're just trying to make a joke and it just comes off the wrong way.
Yeah.
So
I do that on accident sometimes. I'll be like, fuck you, like that was so mean, and then like I was joking, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And
like
that's
forgetting we make funny content.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, duh, of course they're joking.
Most of the time we'll get messages and it's like them going off of a joke, but it's actually kind of mean. But I know that I'm like, okay, they're just trying to be funny because you're saying that to me, right? But a lot of times, like if I know they're just trying to be a dick and be a troll, I will say something really witty back to them, calling them, like flipping it back on them. And a lot of times they'll just delete the comment and leave it at that. Like I won't ever make a video addressing it, but I'll clap back in the comments and be like, sometimes they're like, oh, your content's no longer original, or you must be running out of material. And I'll be like, oh, that's funny because you don't have any material.
Yeah, which we didn't
or,
before.
You know,
used to do that.
Like I'm surprised you follow us when you don't like our material.
Exactly, like you literally follow me.
Yeah.
It just depends on my mood, but most of it, like to be honest, if it's a hate comment, I just ignore it.
I feel like you gave a political answer to the like, how do you handle like needing to take a break and all that too. We go on date nights too.
Yeah,
like
we
we
go
put the
out.
phone down
Those
and
work.
that's like a movie night or a date night
Yeah,
where we just need to take a break. Cause we'll do a repost for that day if we can't come up with anything. But you know, we definitely have to tell ourselves, let's take an
go out to
actual
dinner.
night to go, and not be on our phones the whole
It's
dinner.
exhausting.
Well,
Yeah.
we watch, like, our thing is, like, at a certain point in the night, we're done on our phones and we're, like, watching a show.
Yeah.
Or playing video games or something
Like we were
else
watching-
that we enjoy.
We've been
He's
watching-
looking at me like that because from the time I wake up to the time I lay down, I have someone who needs something, whether it's him or my children. I'm like always around someone. So like when I get in bed and all my kids are asleep, I just sit on my phone and like decompress. And he hates that. So I've been trying not to.
I do that though too. Like a lot of times, once we're in,
Oh, it's getting deep. It's
once
getting
we're
real deep.
in bed and like getting ready for like actually going to sleep, I'll be on my phone scrolling. But like after work, before bed is like we'll go see a movie or we'll go have dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
But once we're in bed, typically we're like on our phone because that's a lot of times we're like, oh, this is trending. Like that's like market research basically for us.
Well, and it was hard taking that last vacation because it was an actual vacation at an all inclusive, and she was on her phone the whole time. And I'm like, we're making money. Like I know she's doing the right thing, but this
It's
is
hard.
not enjoyable.
No, I get it because all the same thing. I'm like I'm trying to talk to you, get off your phone, but then I'm like, he's doing content.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
it's our
job, and it's so
24/7,
hard balancing that.
Yeah.
But
sometimes.
a lot of times, like when we're feeling that way, we would just be like, hey, like I know, like if I'm in bed and I just want like time with him, I'll be like, can we just put your phone away?
Yeah.
Like, be done
And I'm
with
totally cool
it
with that.
tonight,
Yeah.
And then we'll just put the phones away.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you were on your phone a lot.
I called out.
What was yesterday?
From start to finish.
I was having a bad day.
Hey, it
yesterday.
happens.
She woke up in the
know?
morning tired on her phone. We went
Yeah.
to the beach. She was on her phone the whole time.
I
Well, I
was
mean,
not.
She has to take time for the boyfriends too, though.
Right.
You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
I
got people to
guess.
entertain.
Yeah,
I was not on my phone at the beach.
you were.
I was taking pictures.
I hope
took
you guys
very
leave
cute
this part
pictures.
in too.
Our kids were running around. I was playing with them. And you're just, this is kind of getting awkward. Are we ready to leave?
Should we leave? No, I was gonna-
And you can leave
We
after
stirred the
I
pot.
beat him.
This is actually what we do
I love it.
because it's
This-
good content. They want to.
Oh,
see
for
it,
sure.
you know?
I mean, we've been
They
bickering this
love
whole
to
week.
watch us argue. Like legit argue. They love it. It's spicy, I guess.
You guys want to see us bicker? Watch the documentary. You'll see a lot of it.
and then we don't take it too far because we're on camera.
You're
So
right.
hashing
Well,
it
so
just
I'm
like,
not
shut my
calling him a
mouth.
piece
I'm like-
of shit.
Yeah.
You know. So
It's like a
gotta wait till
moderator.
afterward.
Yeah.
Sometimes afterward I'll be like, and walk away. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I didn't
just-
mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yeah. I think the other day we were streaming and then she was like, "Oh, we're done," and she walked out.
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Have you guys seen the trend? This you will never live this down. The trend where it's like, what we do in our marriage that works for us.
I did, and I
Oh,
saw you guys
God.
post that video. I didn't. I don't think I watched it all the way through, but I did see that.
Well, we tried
Not
to film that
entertaining.
the night before, and we went into it like knowing what we were going to say, but then as we're filming it, I'm like, I do a lot.
Caveat: she's about to start her period.
I was, and so
That's why
something
I
in
won't
me
do that.
switched,
Yeah.
and I was like,
You don't do shit.
"You're a piece of shit."
I'm thinking like we should have figured this out the first year of our marriage. What's going on here? Like
And
I thought we were cool, man.
We ended up fighting and not actually getting that video filmed, and we
Yeah.
didn't talk for almost the rest of the night.
It's
and
true, which
until
rarely
right before
happens.
bed, and I was like, okay, we got to figure this out.
And that like
We're not
hardly
gonna
ever
go.
happens with us. If that does
Yeah.
happen with us, it's
Oh,
like
it's a big deal.
Something serious.
Yeah, like she was
Yeah.
gonna call my dad and like I don't know, like leave the house. I don't know.
Well, because I was like, this is, if I could give any piece of advice for any relationship or marriage, I do not talk bad about Jaren.
No, never.
To anybody. If
Right.
we are fighting, I do not call my family. I do not call my friends. I do not vent to anybody, right? So if we're fighting, you rarely know because I don't talk to anybody and neither does he. Mm-hmm. And so I was about to call his dad because I will only talk to somebody if I really feel like I need to talk to somebody that loves Jaren more than they love me. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah, it does.
I don't want my friends or my family to ever hold that against Jaren. For
Yeah.
some
Which is
fight
easy
that we
because
had.
nobody loves me more.
But, well, no, like I would only talk to his family because they would never be like, oh, Jaren's a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
They will play devil's advocate.
Right.
I feel like my family loves you more.
It's a better dynamic, right? So I don't think I think it's a very toxic thing to do if you are married, to have your girlfriends and vent to them because they will always love you more.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will be that person in your ear like, well, he did that this time. They
No,
won't
you're
forget
so
when
right.
you do.
Yeah.
So it's been a rule. And I think that's one thing that's been one of our saving graces and why we've been together for so long is like, I don't ever have that person in my ear because I don't ever invite that in.
Yeah.
And it's always been a rule for us. And like it was something we talked about early on, and it just kind of, we've always kept it that way. Like I'd never vent to my family about him. Like they will never see the bad side of him.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's harder for us as guys.
I mean,
because it's like that.
I
bitch.
can't really do that with your family.
Yeah, nobody loves me more than her. So
Yeah.
His family is very, like, I'm very close with his family. I would say I'm closer to his family than I am with my own
Yeah,
family.
you are. Yeah.
That's how.
But they definitely love us both. Like, and that's why it's so
Equally,
good to have
yeah.
them, because they will be like, well, listen, like,
Have you guys been together since high school?
I was in high school.
Okay.
How old were you?
Rob the cradle, you know.
That's okay. We're 10 years apart. So he's definitely
Yeah, we're
doing
five
some
5
grooming.
years
5 years
apart.
apart,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely done.
I was just deploying and
Oh, you went in the military?
You
Yeah.
were?
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
branch?
Army.
Okay.
Yeah. Wanted to join Army National Guard, but Iraq happened and all that, so
Yeah,
I ended up
yeah.
serving more time active.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the idea to start content creating and not a normal job?
Oh,
That's a good question.
Well, we owned the business, so it was just something. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna quit our jobs and do content
Yeah.
creation.
We own Running Dogs Brewery. We had the restaurant open. COVID hit, so Oregon State closed us down. We went on vacation and saw an Instagram influencer doing her thing in the pool. And
Aren't
we're
they
like,
amazing?
we looked at each other and we're like, we've got to try this out.
We can do this.
Yeah, and it wasn't like we're gonna like be an influencer content creator. We just wanted a competition amongst ourselves because we're very competitive. And so we're like, all right, who's gonna get the most followers in the next 3 months or so? And I won. Initially I won. But she
But it's technically your account. on
she
Instagram?
yeah,
Or
I
TikTok?
So his the whole thing is, okay, so Oregon shut us down. We were bored because we had nothing to do, and so we started this competition. And he had a video that was my idea that I filmed that went on his page that went viral.
she has to point that out.
I have to point that out because that's where most of his followers came from. And
So they're basically yours.
yes. And then he went viral. He won the like little competition that we had, but we still kept posting on both our pages.
Yeah.
And then I had a video that went like super
Crazy.
viral on my page. And then once my account, he was at like 20,000 on his, and my account hit 100. He's like, okay, let's team up together because
she was doing better than me. I didn't like it.
Well, and my content was already like I was kind of incorporated into it.
Yeah, it was very
coupley.
yeah.
And so it was just natural for us to like merge the account, and then once we did that and like focus on it, that's when it really took off. So I think
exactly. Once we started doing content creation together, it was like, oh, we're kind of good at this. And so we're at this point when our restaurant was fully back open. People didn't go out like they used to. We did a lot of community events, bingo, trivia, and all that, and it didn't work anymore. To be honest, we weren't making money. It was our social media advertising money that was keeping the business open, and so we had to finally make the decision of like, either content creation or the brewery. So
Was that tough letting the brewery go?
super tough. I mean, we still have the name, and I bought a commercial property, and I have a production facility built. But it's inactive, so I'm just like, I don't want to let go of it fully, but we're not open. You can't get our beer anywhere, unfortunately.
yeah, and I'm just
She's happy as a clam,
I am done.
Yeah.
I'd rather do this.
It's
That's
we
where my
both
passion
enjoy
is.
doing this a lot more.
Yeah, it's definitely the flexibility of it is crazy. You can make money anywhere. You don't have to go.
Yeah, exactly. And we can do
It's
stuff like this.
awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It is though, I would say it is very stressful at times because sometimes you don't know where or when your next paycheck's going to come.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Trust me, we know.
That's
and that's where it gets a little like nerve wracking. Like it's not like a 9 to 5 where you're always going to have that paycheck. So you're always doing the next thing to make sure you have income so that you don't get in those.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Like, and then the thing with brand deals is like, okay, we have 30 days to pay you. So it's like they could pay you one day after,
at
or they could pay
60
you
and at 30.
exactly on 30. And they don't even know when they're going to pay you. And it's like, oh man. And so it's not like the steady every 2 weeks paychecks. That's definitely.
Yeah. So on top of the content creations and the jokes that we have to think of, you have to think, okay, what's my next move? You know, if TikTok gets shut down.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. I was
Montana
going to ask
and all
about that next.
Yeah. So yeah,
What do you
we're
guys
always,
think you'll do? Because you're heavy on TikTok, like a lot.
yeah.
I mean, we have 500,000 on Instagram, or just about 500,000, and we would just keep trucking on with Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. I mean, we have a following everywhere else, and I think that's one thing that's really good about, like, in the beginning it was all TikTok, right? And we're like, okay, we need to
that's what we did too.
disperse so that if something were to happen, we're not stuck in that situation.
I feel like we didn't do that early enough because of the brewery too.
Yeah.
We just, we're trying to get the one video a day on TikTok out.
Yeah.
And so we were
I
late.
think if they do ban it or whatever, it'll bring people to the other platforms anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it would be.
We're
it wouldn't
finally
be
getting
the
a little
end
bit
of
of
the
a YouTube
world.
following, thankfully. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that you see that steady increasing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
it has
That's
been.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we definitely need to do more YouTube collaborations. Are you guys going? You're going to move to Florida?
That's the plan.
When?
Yeah. Probably next 6 months or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys want kids?
No.
Oh, a solid no. Okay. I mean,
I've been back and forth,
Yeah.
and I'm not against kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely get baby fever.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Like, I go through waves.
Well, it's hard, especially when you're ovulating.
Wait
Yeah.
till you see our kids.
But I feel like we're at this age that it's like, okay, if we're gonna do it, we need to do it. But now, like, if we have a kid now, we're gonna be in our 50s, almost
yeah.
60s.
And it will
by the time.
make life a lot harder.
Those kids never turn out good.
And I want to travel and I want to do all these things.
Yeah.
And I know how much
It's
harder
tough.
it's already hard.
Trust
with
me,
a dog.
yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
and him, like,
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I am a child. Yeah.
There's always adoption.
Yes.
And there's always going to be kids that need a family.
Oh, yeah.
So if I feel, and I think you kind of feel the same way, like if we really feel like we're making a mistake on not having children, then we always have, there's always going to be
tough because, you want to build that legacy, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, even like the brewery and its name, like I'd like to hand that off,
But we have,
family,
we have nephews and nieces and other
so
family.
you have children in your life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
there will be somebody to pass it on if we feel like that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
So
Well, I will say, as someone who has 3 children, the stuff you're talking about doing is very hard to do with kids.
Yeah.
Like the travel, it's so
Oh, yeah.
hard. And it's not because, they're like, oh, little shits. No, they're just kids and
Yeah,
they require
sure.
so much, especially like me, I breastfeed. So like it's even harder because I
Yeah.
can't leave him long because, he could take the bottle, but then you have to work. So it's definitely a lot. But like I see, like when I'm your guys' age or probably a little bit older, my kids will be old enough to where like I can like go do. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
at least I have that to look
Right.
forward to.
Yeah.
But then like you're saying, like right now you would be a lot older by the time they are.
And that's why, like, I feel like if we were to do it, we should have done it 10 years ago or, 12 years ago because, they would have been teenagers. Had
Yeah.
we had kids when we were, like, just together, we would have 15-year-olds, 14,
Yeah.
15-year-olds. So
It probably won't happen for us, but I still wake up. I'm like, that'd be nice. To
Yeah.
I never say never. I'm not opposed to the idea. And if God forbid it did happen, I wouldn't stop it. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything to, like, I would accept it. And
Yeah. No, I get it. I don't think like we're like definite, like no more. We can't, like there's
yeah,
just no way.
Sure.
I
It's
don't,
tough.
I see the people who have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm like, you guys are insane.
Yeah.
How are you functioning?
Well, I think once your kids get to a certain point, then they start taking care of the younger ones.
Right. But then it's like, is that even fair for the kid?
Right. So, like,
We know with a certainty our kids would be wild, though. Like, they'd be, no matter
I'll tell
how
you
good of a
this.
parent.
yeah,
His-
I mean,
Our middle child's insane, and it's all
Yeah.
because of him.
our, like,
It has nothing to do with me.
It's
'cause
all you, bro.
For sure.
It is. But yeah, I think I don't think people understand like kids are such a big commitment, and some people just be out here having kids and don't realize it's like a whole nother life
Yeah.
that you are responsible for. It's not just like the thing to go have kids. It shouldn't just be like the thing.
Yeah.
It should definitely be something that you
and
guys,
that's like
really
that's
think
what's
about.
always stopped us is like I have never felt like so strong like I have to have kids, I want to have
Yeah.
kids, and so I'm like if I'm always having to think about wanting
Yes.
kids, then it's maybe not what we
Well,
should
see, that's
do.
like me. I knew one thing. I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I knew I wanted to be a mom.
Oh, really?
So like I
Yeah.
knew I wanted children. Like that was his thing. He knew he wanted kids.
That's cool.
And I feel like if you don't know 100%,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Don't.
and the other thing is, especially in our line of work, is like that's a big deal. When
Yeah.
I mean that child, it's like then do you decide, do you put them on camera? Do you not? Are you
Right,
gonna do
exactly.
that? And
You,
it's
guys don't
just-
really see our kids.
Yeah.
So
and-
Yeah.
because
we put them on
For a
YouTube
reason.
and the
Yeah.
vlogs sometimes.
Yeah.
But I just
so it's really hard to make content without
Yeah.
them.
right
So,
because if they're in the background and then we're making the type of content we are and not
Yeah.
around kids and then and also you just want to protect your children because
Absolutely, yeah.
once their face is on the internet, it's there. So that's also very difficult.
Right.
But it's good that you guys think about that kind of stuff because
Yeah.
some people just
Well, it's so funny. Our friends, like high school friends, will call us up and be like, you know, that's the next right move. You should do it. You know,
Or
like,
being pregnant would be great for
wouldn't it? You know,
Yeah.
I'm like,
And we make jokes about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
She got me on
it would
this.
help your fault.
I
You
thought
know,
you really
it's
wanted
like,
to have babies.
yeah.
When I saw, that's why I said that. I was like, you guys are trying to get
well, it's funny
pregnant.
because like for women, it changes so much because like, especially like when you're ovulating, your body like wants you to get pregnant. So like I'll even be like, I think we need another one.
Yeah.
And then I snap out of it. I'm like, no, we do not, Caitlin.
Thanksgiving,
You're right.
So Thanksgiving and Christmas time,
Oh, it's
I was
bad.
around
Probably hard, yeah.
like babies, like babies, like newborns.
Oh,
and
they'll
then-
get you.
And then his brother just had a baby, and his cousin just had a baby, and I'm like, I really want to have a baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
look
the
at how
little
sweet
tiny
it's,
ones
like,
that don't make a sound.
something that we created.
Don't make a sound.
Hook, line, and sinker. They'll get you.
And then I removed myself from
From
the
it.
baby, and within a few weeks I was cured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
maybe
baby
less,
was gone.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
like right around Christmas time when we were making content, that was real baby fever.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was like sold like, okay, let's have a baby.
Yeah.
And then then I wasn't around the baby, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah, they'll
sleep.
definitely get you. I remember like when my mom, because my mom has 5 kids. My mom and dad have 5 kids. So when the older we would get and my mom would like be holding a little baby, my dad would look at her and be like, just stop. Whatever you're thinking, stop thinking it. It's going to go away as soon as we get home. Like, one more
Maggie's been
time.
talking a lot, so I think we need to shut her down.
No, they both talked. I'm glad. When she talked,
Well,
I'm
sometimes
I'm like, I can see why you wanna start a
I talk
podcast.
too much and people
No.
need to tell me to shut up. So
This is the most exciting.
No,
she's been
I thought
around.
Maggie was talking a lot. I'm like, God damn, girl. I could see why you want to start one of these.
no, it's great. Well, it's a girl thing. We just want to talk. Men just only open their mouths when they have something stupid to say. So it's like,
Yeah, well, good point.
I like
but it's
her.
worked for us, so hey.
yeah.
We have a lot of similarities, personalities.
Well, I think it's
Yeah.
funny because it's kind of switched
Yeah,
with, but like
yeah.
you two are more similar on the
Yeah.
content and
Yeah.
me and us too. So it's kind
She's
of,
saying you're more feminine.
It's
Hey,
I mean, hey, it works.
hey, hey, hey.
You have more
Hey,
feminine
that video is going on
parents.
your page, buddy.
We have a good family. She doesn't. That's what it is. She has a great family. I don't.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Hey, that's definitely
Yeah.
this. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much trauma. He has
So-
a whole much for both of us. So
Yeah. So if you raise your kids the right way, they're not going to be funny.
it'll be okay. They don't have to be funny. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for stopping in and asking your questions and tuning in. We will see you next episode. Unfortunately, it won't be with them, but maybe we'll see you again one day. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, for
Hopefully,
Now that
yeah.
you're down here, we can all just collab. They're
Yeah.
great people.
I've been trying to get them here. So I was showing them houses, everything.
Ah,
What?
he's
Yeah.
a realtor, yeah.
I mean,
I
like
need help.
20 houses.
He's like, please move here.
No,
But all right, bye guys.
See ya.
Bye.